Welcome back. We are still on a bit of a municipal kick here on Close Up with elections looming in November. Nashua elects its mayor every 4 years, one of the few four-year terms for anyone in the state. And this year, the Gate City has a choice between incumbent Jim Donches and challenger Mike Soucy, a retired Nashua police officer. Mr. Soucy joins us this morning in studio. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So for starters, just tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're running for mayor.
Okay, so I am a lifelong resident of Nashua. As a kid, I even worked for Park Rec. After I got out of the Army, I became a Nashua firefighter for 3 years, and then I went to Nashua PD for another 20 years. While I was in Nashua PD, I was the director of the Police Athletic League, and I worked in the schools. So I worked in every major department in Nashua. After I left that job, I became the elected fire commissioner, and then I was an elected Ward 5 alderman, and now currently I'm in my second term as the Hillsborough County Commissioner. So you take my political experience with my real-world experience, it's a great resume for this position.
What do you see as the top issue facing the Gate City, and what do you want to do about it?
Oh, well, thank you for that softball. By far, it's property taxes. Our property taxes have exploded. There used to be like a joke, ongoing joke, where people would say, I'm going to get taxed out of my home. Now, people really feel that they may be taxed out of their home. The spending, in my opinion, is uncontrolled, and we need to, my top priority will be trying to fix the property taxes and making the necessary cuts, doing what we have to do.
Do you think the city can maintain the same level of service?
Yes, I know we can.
Okay.
I know we can. You know, as county commissioner, I look at budgets, and we'll be going over line by line by line. For example, if a director said they needed $45,000 a year for this line item, but the last 3 years they spent 23, that's what they're getting. You know, so you can make a lot of cuts over there. Last year we got $11 million back from some of the departments. Why? That's being taxed. You know, I want less. I want maybe $3 million to come back. So yeah, we can do it, and we will do it.
What is the case for change? What do you tell voters when they say, well, I kind of like Jim Donches, I want to keep him there?
The case for change? I don't think that this administration has been transparent. I don't think somewhere along the line, I think Mr. Donches, or Mayor Donches, is more agenda-driven than constituent-driven. We look at areas like when he tried to take over the police commission a couple of years ago. It was very, very obvious that over 80% of the citizens didn't want it. But he wanted it. He moved forward, even though the alderman said no. We're looking at the barriers downtown Main Street, which is a huge, huge issue. And he still wants to change the makeup of our downtown into a more pedestrian, bicycle-friendly community rather than keeping it open to traffic. There are 3 ways to cross the river in Nashua: Main Street, the bypass, and the highway. You can't shut that down.
So you would like to see those barriers, that outdoor dining, you would limit that a little bit?
Well, yeah, I would get rid of it. Bottom line is, I walked from Canal Street to West Hollis Street, the significant portion of where the barriers are. I spoke to 22 businesses out there, non-restaurants, because the restaurants want it. It's helpful to them. 18, 3 and 1. 18 say it's killing them, and they're probably going to have to leave downtown. They can't do it. And then 3 said they liked it, and 1 didn't care. Now, Mayor Donches said in the debate that around the country, mayors are saying that successful downtowns are because of restaurants and bars. Okay, yeah, but what about the 18 shops too? You know, we need the shops, and it's a safety issue too. You constrict that road, public safety response time is going to be limited as well.
You mentioned public safety. You are a retired police officer. I'm interested for your perspective on New Hampshire's bail law. Obviously, that's something that it's at the state level, and state legislators have to do it, but we see mayors advocating, in particular, against it in some cases. Obviously, in Nashua, I think most recently you had a case where an individual assaulted police officers and then was right back out on the street. What would you be advocating for as mayor?
We have to be careful about putting people right back onto the street. You just can't do that. It's very, very difficult, you know, when somebody's arrested and they come back in the street and they committed another crime. Yeah, I'd be advocating that they be held.
What's your plan for city schools? Does there need to be some consolidation, do you think?
Absolutely. So I think the study said that they could possibly close up to 6 elementaries. To me, that's far too aggressive, and I'll even go to the point of saying ridiculous, okay? People are coming at me saying I'm the guy who's going to cut schools. Well, I'm talking about cutting one, maybe two schools, but it's currently happening now under this administration. Mount Pleasant School has been given a reprieve, a 2-year reprieve. It's half filled, and it needs millions and millions of dollars of repairs. So that's a school that I think is probably going to be cut. And then we'll look at it after that and see, do we cut another one based on the numbers? You know, we're losing 1.4% of our school population every year on average from 2011. 1.4, it's 124 students per year. Why did we build that big, giant, monster middle school for $118 million plus the repairs to the others? I wouldn't have done that. I would have, we have the buildings. I wouldn't have done that.
What about commuter rail? Obviously a big issue at the state level and local. A lot of people in Nashua want it.
Yeah, people in Nashua want it and people in Manchester want it. The rest of the state, no. It's an $800 million boondoggle. And I'll tell you why. We look at the study back in 2012, right? And it looked like it was going to be about $330-something million to build. Now it's over $800 million. By the time they do it, it's going to be $1 billion. They also looked at ridership. Ridership dropped 66%. They're looking at 34 to 36 riders per ride, 16 rides a day. That's about 5,500 rides, okay? That's not nearly enough to support that. And then Manchester's talking about building their station using hotel and meals tax. Nashua wants to use property taxes to build their downtown, $31 million. It's not going to happen. The state already shut it down. We're not ready for it. It's too financially expensive at this point.
Got about a minute left here. I'm
Sure.
interested for your perspective on housing. Anything the city can do to make more available? Nashua's already been big on that.
Yeah,
What can
Nashua's
they do?
been very, very big on housing, and yeah, we need more housing. Only when you have more homes than you have people looking for homes can you start reducing some of the rents. You know, rents are out of control, but I'm going to say the reason why, partly the reasons why rents are out of control, property taxes are too high. If you're a landlord and your property taxes are going through the roof, what do? You got to throw it down to your tenants. But yeah, we need to build more, and we need to know who's moving in. Are we bringing in people from Massachusetts to move in, or we get people from Nashville moving in? I don't know the answer to that, but housing is a critical need, and I'm going to give Mayor Donchis kudos on that one. He's building homes, and I would follow suit on that.
All right, Mike Soucy, candidate for mayor of Nashua. Good luck out there on the trail, and we'll see you in November.
Thank you so much.
All right.